Alright, new day. I'm at the same spot that I was at last time. It seemed to work last video, so see if I can bring the luck again. I have a wacky rig set up on the same stick bait I was using before. For the last video, this is the Bass Pro Shops stick of worms. I have never caught a fish using the wacky rig setup. I feel like a part of that is because I am too impatient. I fish it the same way I fish a Texas rig, the weighted one. So when I watch the worm fall down here, when I put it close to me, I can see that it takes a long time to drop. And I do not wait a long time, so that's probably why I'm not catching anything on this. So far, the only setup I've ever been able to catch a bass on is the Texas rig. Technically have caught a bass on something besides the Texas rig. I caught a smallmouth bass on a rooster tail at Lake Michigan. Oh, that feels heavy. I don't think so. No. Reeling nothing in. A bit of seaweed. So besides that one smallmouth bass on the rooster tail, all my largemouth basses have been on a weighted Texas rig. So I definitely understand that one. But this wacky rig, I don't think I can say I understand yet because I haven't caught a fish on it yet. But so many people say that this is the like the cheap trick. Like if bass ain't getting nothing, just throw down a wacky rig and you'll get something to bite. That has not been my experience so far, but I honestly haven't ran the wacky rig that much to even. I feel like something, but probably nothing. I did forget my net out here today. I only have my bag. I left my net in the truck. So hopefully I don't need it. Hopefully I can just pull any out if I get any. Which is probably a big if. That almost hit me right in the freaking eye, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's try it again. Let's get cast out here. So this video, being the second video on the channel, is going to be more like what I'm going to try to make the rest of my videos like. A lot of these early videos are going to be kind of all over the place as I just navigate my way around how this is going to work and what I'm planning to just put on the channel and feature on the channel versus what I don't want to feature. The last video was about over 30 minutes long, so that was a lot longer than I had anticipated that video going by itself. So I don't know how the rest of the channel is gonna go, the rest of the videos. I'm not too certain. I'm hopeful I can make this video more like what I'm expecting on this channel and more to the standards. It's gonna take a lot of learning and a lot of chaotic videos like the last video. I went and watched it back, and if you watched that and stuck around to the end, I appreciate you so much because that video was all over the place. It was just so unexpected catching two fish. Again, I'm a beginner. I'm not good. I don't know what I'm doing. So to catch two in one day, let alone on camera, was really overwhelming in and of itself for me. I think I'm stuck on a tree. I don't understand how I keep getting stuck on the same tree. It wouldn't Oh my goodness. It wouldn't be me if I wasn't stuck on a tree. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but it's like the most unfortunate wrapping around that branch. Now I'm currently like having to do the splits. Like a rock, between a rock and a hard place, quite literally. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. Last video was just so chaotic because as a beginner, I'm not used to even catching fish. So any fish I catch is like a kind of an overwhelming experience. To catch 2 in one day while I'm trying to record my first video, yeah, if you're wondering why that video was all over the place, that's why. I'm just trying to find my bearings and introduce the channel. I'm over here putting up a fight with 2 bass. Never expected that. Never expected that the channel would start that way, or never expected my first time ever trying to record for the channel would be so eventful. Especially after, as I said in that video, the point of this channel was to kind of prove the opposite, that, a lot of days are probably going to be like today where I don't catch anything. Oh my god. Oh, I thought I seen someone catching a fish across the way over there. I was like, dude, get him. But no, most of my days are spent catching nothing. So to catch 2 in one day, like I said in the video yesterday, that was my first time ever even doing that. So to do it on a day where I couldn't have been less prepared for 2 fish. So it just came down to a lack of being prepared, which I guess fits for the channel, a beginner fishing channel. Trying to learn your way, expect the unexpected, try to anyway. A lot of days are absolutely nothing, some days are normal, and some days are just absolute chaos where never in a million years could you have predicted what's going to happen. And that's what leads to purchases like bags and stuff like that, just so you have the tools, because you never know what a day at the lake's going to bring, not even for yourself, but fellow fishermen. Someone else might need help. But even as a beginner, having to come in and save the day a couple times, you can only do that if you're prepared for things that you didn't even know you need to be prepared for. You figure them out as you go, and then you prepare along the way. But the only way you can be ready is by expecting the unexpected, and that is a big part about what I feel fishing is about. I definitely think the fact that anything unexpected can happen at any moment is part of what makes fishing so enjoyable. Nine times out of 10, you can have a normal day, think you know what to expect, and then that one day flips everything on its head, and you're like, oh my god, you have to be ready for everything and anything. So while, yes, last video was chaotic, longer than what I wanted, more all over the place than what I wanted, less clean than what I wanted, it kind of sums up the entire point of the channel, which is that you can never be ready for everything on the lake. Fishing is crazy and anything could happen. You're gonna have 1,000 times where you lose a fish and then you think, what did I do wrong? And ultimately it comes down to, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just crazy. Unexpected things happen. Sometimes the hook falls out of their mouth. Sometimes I mean, anything can happen. Sometimes you accidentally gut hook a fish. Sometimes you make mistakes. Because as much as you try to be ready for everything, the entire point of fishing, I think, is that you're kind of left up to the elements. You're left up to what happens. So you can never truly be ready for everything. And in that aspect, you have to respect the fact that mistakes happen. So maybe as unhappy as I am with that first video, I take it as just another learning experience when it comes to fishing. Don't ever think you're gonna go out to the lake and catch nothing. Always be prepared for everything. Unbelievably, I think I did get caught around this tree again. This is not ideal. I have to come very close to stepping in water and then hope that my left foot can fling over there and land on it and not miss. Ooh. That's what I'm hoping for every time. So far, so good. One of these days, moves like that, I am going to fall in the water. Not today, though. Not today. So maybe I'm not happy with how the first video turned out. I'm happy that it was a big lesson, which is the ultimate goal of the channel. To teach myself lessons, teach myself what I'm doing wrong, whether it be like watching it back or through online critique. Alright, well, I was fishing that same spot for about a half hour, 45 minutes or so, so I'm gonna switch up, head a bit more down here. Wasn't getting nothing over there, but like I said last time, I've never got anything using the wacky rig, so I'm just hoping today is Alright, so I wasn't getting nothing down there, so I came a bit more down here, hoping the bite's a bit better, or my luck's a bit better. Either or. Again, I've never caught anything using the wacky rig, so it could not be the bite. Maybe it's just me and my bad luck with this setup continuing. Ignore the leaves coming behind me. But with this being a whole new learning experience as well, if you guys want to see anything, if anyone's watching these early videos and you guys got anything you want to see or want me to focus on a bit more, let me know, especially if you live in the area, if you're like a Northwest Indiana native, or if you have any tips or tricks, let me know those too. I'm happy for any and all help I can get. My starting plan here, at least for the time being, is to document oh, dude, we had something. Man. We had a bite there, and I lost it. I don't even know where that one cut off when I felt that bite, but it was definitely a bite that I felt. Something just yanked on the bottom of it. As I was saying, my plan is about 2 days of fishing. I will show over the course of one video, just to show throughout those 2 days if I get anything or nothing or one, just how slow my fishing normally is. So you guys can let me know if I'm doing something wrong, or I can let you guys know that, hey, this is how it normally is. Again, I fish this pond mainly, which is a very high pressured pond. So I know if you're fishing a small local pond that no one goes to but you're gonna have a lot better luck. It's like if I were to find something better, I would have a lot better luck as well. But this spot is just so convenient for me that I tend to come back here a lot, regardless of the overpressuredness of it all. I recognize that it's overpressured, but I also recognize that I have been able to pull fish out of here before, so I don't see why that should change. If other people can, surely I can. It's always my philosophy. Not just with fishing, but life, you know? If other people can do it, I could do it, why not? I'm fishing with Christian life advice now, that's what... So I've been out here about 2 hours to this point. I have had one bite, no fish. So I'm gonna call it here in a minute. I think I'm gonna do one more cast after the one I have out there now. And then I'll call it. Whether the fish aren't biting or it's just not my day, I don't know. But about 2 hours, if I don't get nothing by then, I'm normally about to pack it up. But I definitely always like to get one last cast out there and like to announce that it's the last cast, because it happened to me one time where I told myself that it was the last cast of the day, and then I threw it out and I caught my first ever bass. So I already caught a little bit of that last cast magic. So let's hope this is some last cast magic. Maybe I can get my first fish of the day on the last cast. So this one definitely will be my last cast of the day. Not the last cast of the video, because after this I am going to cut to tomorrow, where I plan to go fishing at a bit of a better spot, I think. I've never caught a fish there, but I've only been there one time and just to scope it out. And it seemed like a really good spot, so I'm gonna take you guys there tomorrow. It seemed like a really good spot, so it seemed better than this, more open, probably less fished, I'd assume, just because this one's more small and condensed and everyone fishes on all sides. So I'm assuming the fish are probably gonna be a little bit easier, a little bit more willing to bite than fish around here. So if I don't get nothing on this cast, then I'm just gonna cut basically straight to the next day. This day out at the lake has definitely been more like what I normally experience rather than the last video. The last video was supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be 2 days, but within one day I got so much footage that I don't even know what to put in and what not. And it ended up being 30 minutes of absolute chaos. But today's more of a calm day. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Now this is normally what I get. I come out here for a couple hours. I'm a horrible liar. We'll do one more cast and then we'll call it a day. This is definitely gonna be the last one, no matter what. If I don't get nothing, if I get attacked by a groundhog, if I get 3 fish on one hook, I don't care. This is definitely it. Totally just not trying to make the universe believe that, so I definitely catch a fish. Definitely more like my normal day today. Sitting out here, looking at the water. Which I gotta say is its own sort of fun. That's why I like fishing. Most of the time I don't catch anything, so if I liked fishing only for the fish part, well, I would really hate this hobby. So I think that's something you gotta be used to being happy with. You gotta just be used to being happy with getting outside, being around water and stuff, which honestly, before fishing, I never was around many lakes at all. I had no reason to be. So fishing has definitely opened an avenue to see even my own city in a new light, check out some new waterways around me that maybe I didn't know about. Being from the Northwest Indiana region, most of our news cycle the past month or so has been about the Chicago Bears possibly moving to the area. So I think in my next video, I'm gonna head out there to the proposed location of the Chicago Bears out there at Wolf Lake, and I'll do some fishing out there. Who knows how much time we have before the stadium gets built and whatnot. Well, I think on that note, we are going to call it for today. And then I am going to take you guys to tomorrow, a bigger lake, where hopefully I get more luck than what I got today. It's a bit more of a cramped spot with like woods and trees and everything, but I'm hoping that means less people go through there, so hopefully more fish. Yeah, again, that's all hopeful because I don't know the difference. People say, oh, this lake's pressured, this one's not. These are all just words to me. I haven't actually felt what the difference is yet. But I haven't exactly felt the difference firsthand. Obviously, I would assume at a less pressured pond, the fish are more active and more likely to bite. But how do you find less pressured ponds versus pressured ponds? How do you know the difference? And would you know the difference without being told? Could you go to a pond, fish it for a day, and be able to tell if this is a good spot, an overfished spot, or what? These are things that I don't know. But that's the end of today. No fish caught today, so total fish counter for the video is 0. More of what I expected for this channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. I did say I was gonna show 2 days in one video, but while editing this video, I realized we're already at 20 minutes, so I'm gonna save the second part, which you can see playing in the background here. I'm gonna save it for the next video. That way I can get it out a bit quicker than I got out the last one. So yeah, I will see you in the next video.